jump up and try to help. At all. Anyways, okay. Welcome everyone this morning. Fine Tuesday morning in Washington County. Washington County Commissioners Court is now in session Tuesday, March 11, 2025 at 9 a.m. And I will do the honors of introducing our pastor this morning, Pastor Craig Dose of Salem Lutheran Church. Please.
I'm glad you all came this morning. I've got just the right sermon for you. No, it is an honor to be here. Since we are primarily an Irish community, so I thought I'd bring a couple of Irish blessings. That's just right around the corner, isn't it? St. Patty's Day is the 17th. So, may the good Lord take a liking to you, but not too soon. And the second one is, may you be in heaven for 30 minutes before the devil even knows you're there. Well, okay, I'll leave that behind. I was thinking about what I should pray. And there's this old saying that goes something like this. If you're the slowest gazelle on the in the area, on the savannah, when you get up in the morning, you better run so that the fastest lion doesn't catch you. And if you're the fastest lion in the jungle, when you get up in the morning, you better run or you're not going to survive. So either way, whether you're the slowest gazelle or the fastest lion, when you get up in the morning, you better be running. Does that sound like you? It does. And so there's a word that comes out of Holy Scripture that I'll make part of the prayer. Oh Lord, as we go about another day, we're running. We want to run with a purpose. We want to run for success, and we want to run for the good of our community, of our families, and of our God. And Lord, we use the verse that you gave us from Isaiah chapter 40. They who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as on eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. But Lord, if we get a little weary, enable us just to lie down and rest for a few minutes or a little while, and then get up and run again for the good of our country, for the good of our friends and fellow citizens, for the good of Washington County, for the good of our families, for our good and your good. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Join us in the pledge to the American flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Pastor. Item number 3, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a proclamation proclaiming March 2025 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month in Washington County. Whereas colorectal cancer is the leading cause of cancer death among Americans age 18 to 49, whereas the 5-year relative survival rate for stage 1 and stage 2 colorectal cancer is 90%. For stage 3 colon cancer is 71%, and stage 4 is only 14%. Whereas colorectal cancer often shows no signs or symptoms in the early stages of the disease and is one of the few cancers that can be prevented with timely screening. However, 1 in 3 eligible Americans are not up to date on screening. Whereas it is now recommended that colorectal screenings begin at age 45 for those with average risk of developing colorectal cancer. Whereas Americans in rural areas are more likely to be diagnosed with and die from colorectal cancer than Americans in urban areas, and the national goal established by the National Colorectal Cancer Roundtable is to strive to increase timely colorectal cancer screening rates to 80% in every community for all Americans eligible for screening. Whereas observing Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month during the month of March provides an opportunity to increase awareness and offer education on the importance of early detection and screening for colorectal cancer. Now, therefore, the Commissioners Court of Washington County, Texas does hereby proclaim March 2025 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Do you have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the approval of a proclamation proclaiming March 2025 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month in Washington County.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Casey Murphy will now make a statement here.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Usually I'm the one that speaks on behalf of Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. As you can hear, my voice is somewhat diminished, and my girls just happened to be on spring break this week. And so this is my oldest daughter, Parker. She's 13, and my youngest daughter, Piper, and she's 10. And Parker has prepared a statement this morning that she's going to read loud and clear for everyone to hear, right? Okay, go ahead, Parker.
Jeanette Williams, my Gigi, was a great person, a wonderful mother, and an amazing grandmother. Every time I had a bad day or needed to let off some steam, she was my sanctuary. I thought this could last forever, but instead she got sick. I thought it was just a stomach bug. I had no idea it was stage 4 colon cancer. I was anticipating her full recovery of this because she was always said to be strong and get through the hard times. Instead, in mid-May, I was at my godmother's house when I felt something change in the wind and my parents' car pull up. Even before they got out, I knew what had happened. I was so upset that cancer had taken someone so important away from me and my family. From that day onward, I did my best to do whenever I can to stop colon cancer by raising awareness. I want to honor my Gigi's memory and keep any other family from feeling that pain, because I know how unbearable the pain of losing someone to cancer can be. This is why getting screened for colon cancer as soon as possible you are able to is best. If my Gigi had been tested when she was first eligible for testing instead of waiting for signs of trouble, she might have had a chance to beat this type of cancer. So you should do what you can to be tested, because you never know how great things you have until it's gone. Thank you all for signing this proclamation for us today.
Very well done.
You want us to hold it forward?
Just hold it behind.
Okay.
There you go.
And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, sir. Very good job. Thank you. Good job of holding your photo. Okay, we're going to go a little bit out of order here. We're going to move on to item number 7 on our agenda. That item is discuss and possibly act upon the appointment of a county clerk to be effective March 28, 2025 at 5:01 p.m. I make a motion to approve Nicholas Don Prenzler, County Clerk of Washington County, to be effective March 28, 2025 at 5:01 p.m.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Is it legal interim at that time?
No.
It doesn't say interim. No. All in favor, excuse me?
May I make a statement, just briefly?
Sure, there's part of the discussion. Sure.
Okay. It's a privilege and an honor to serve this county. And you can hear my voice too. I'm getting over whatever Casey had, I think. I've always tried to maintain the same level of excellence as those that came before me. And I'm thankful that there's someone that's working in my office that has the same qualifications that I feel can take the office forward. And you can see by the support that he has here today not only from my office, the county clerk's office, but from the judge's office, the HR, the county attorney's office. He is well liked and well respected and well thought of. And I feel like he is the right person at the right time with the right qualifications for this job to carry on for the work that we do for the citizens in Washington County. And I thank you for that support as well.
Is there any other discussion?
I would just like to say, I know that at times we, as public servants, don't realize how fast the time can go. I'm sure Beth was in the same boat some 30 years ago when she became a county clerk. And the one thing you can say about Beth is that she was like a mother hen or a mother bear when it came to those things. You were not going to take a record. You were not going to defile a record. And you were going to preserve every bit of historical record that we have here in Washington County. Where that becomes important, and where most of us don't realize how important it is that we live in one of the most historic counties in the state of Texas. And I would venture to say the historic. A while back, Beth introduced me to a gentleman that I didn't even know, Asa Walker. Asa Walker came to Washington on the Brazos and ended up dying for this state. And I think if you don't know the story of Asa Walker, you should probably go to Beth's office and see the handwritten letter that he left as he left Washington on the Brazos to go to the Alamo, because it is an interesting part of our history. It is who we are as a community, and I appreciate all of the effort that has been put together in the past 30 plus years to preserve that history. So thank you for what you do, and Nick, you'll have some very big pumps to feel. Thank you so much.
I would just like to add, Miss Beth, as I always called her, refer to her as Miss Beth, has been nothing but kind and generous of her support of me in my office and everyone else in this courthouse, as best I can tell. I know she must have thought when I first took office and went to her for advice about how to do what to do, some of these agendas and all this sort of thing, she must have thought, well, my, what did we get into here? But she has been very kind with her advice, and very good advice, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the way you welcome me to this courthouse. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure to work with you.
And to Nick, you got the big pumps to fill, as we say. But working with you to this date has been nothing but a pleasure, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Nick, you want to come up to the front, please, so everybody can take a good look at you before they start throwing spears at you. Do you have anything? You have anything you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to say thank you to the court, and of course to Miss Beth. I also call her Miss Beth, for her years, 30 years doing this job. She's been a great mentor. Learned a lot in the last 4 or 5 years now. Look forward to learning a lot more. So just thank y'all. I want to thank all the staff that's here. We got a great group now. We plan on keep on working hard.
Well, Miss Tricia, I didn't see you
Oh,
here
yeah.
too.
Miss Tricia's
Oh my
here
goodness. So even people came out of retirement to see this. Nick. Oh, my
I
God.
drug them over here.
So, well, we thank all of the staff because they're all helpful, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I mention one more thing? We're still finding things. Did I mention I was going through a book, moving some things around, and I found this, here we go. This book in this notary public, when a notary finishes being a notary, they're not gonna be a notary anymore. They're supposed to drop off their notary book and stamp to the county clerk's office in case there's ever a court case and that has to be found and gone through. Anyway, I'm taking books out, putting in another bigger box, and I come across this book, and I said, gosh, that's really old. And I look at it, and it's in the midst of these 1960s and 70s records, and it was from the 1840s, Independence, Texas. notarial book. And I couldn't believe it. And that's being preserved right now. That's off-site, so I can't bring it in here. I hope it's back before I leave. But anyway, still finding things, and there's still lots of work to do. And I believe that Nick is the right person to continue that. And by appointing him now, that will enable us to go ahead and order the stamps for certifications that we need to order and try to get in place before he takes office. Marriage licenses, everything's got my name on it. So there's a lot of changing over that's going to have to be done. Okay, I'll be quiet.
Any other discussion?
For a little bit.
Thank you.
Welcome, Nick.
Welcome aboard, Nick.
And Nick's wife and daughter are
Oh,
here.
yes, wife, daughter, mother, sister,
And the
everybody.
county clerk's office. County clerk's office wave. County clerk's office wave. Hardest working group.
Absolutely. Friendly group. I tell you, I get in sometimes, I hear all the laughter coming across the hallway. They're having a lot of fun over here. I'm gonna go join them. Well, thank y'all for being here today. Okay, item number 4, discuss and possibly act upon approval of pending Washington County Expo rental regulations contracts. This morning we have 7 of those. There is a graduation party, a wedding, a book sale, and 2 ranch riding shows, and a drive-through fundraiser, and a Christmas breakfast.
I'm making a motion to approve pending Washington County Expo rental regulations and authorize the judge to sign them.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of Commissioners Court meeting minutes of February 2025. Excuse me. Got ahead of myself there. Thank you, Commissioner. Item number 5, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a resolution adopting a commercial tax phase-in agreement between Washington County and Del Sol Food Company. Mr. Rosales?
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Honorable Judge and Commissioners Court members. On December 17th, 2024, Brenham, Washington County Economic Development received an application for a tax phase-in abatement from Del Sol Food Company, Incorporated, which has now been processed. Del Sol Food Company also applied for the incentive through the City of Brenham, which was approved on Thursday, March 6, 2025. The city created reinvestment zone number 53 on property located on a certain 29.153 acre parcel of property, also described as 3015 and 3151 South Bluebell Road in Brenham. Del Sol purchased an additional building in 2019 in the Brenham Business Center, which is right next door to the one they already owned. They plan to make renovations to the building to house a bakery division. Their goals are increased capacity and equipment purchases that will facilitate enhanced automation. Total capital investment for this project is $14 million. They expect to hire about 20 additional employees. Joining us from Del Sol today are Scott Eckert, President and CEO of Del Sol, and Sam Summer, Vice President of Finance and Accounting. We're happy to answer any questions you may have.
I don't have any questions. We have, Commissioners, as you know, we approved we reevaluated and approved a policy for tax phase-ins. This tax phase-in was applied for prior to that policy. This tax phase-in and that policy was not retroactive. When we approved that document, we were understanding of that, and this tax phase-in was brought to us after that. However, it was applied for before that. So I believe this is the last one that will follow the last tax phase-in. So from now on, all the tax phase-ins will follow the new policy. I think
Correct.
that's important, not only for the court to remember, but also our public to understand. So if any, I don't have any other questions. I appreciate Del Sol expanding their business here in Washington County and creating these 20 jobs. This turns our economic wheel and makes for a better place for all of us. So thank you for
Absolutely.
your continued support of Washington County.
Mr. Egg, we appreciate you being here with us this morning as well. And Stanley? There he is. Okay, thanks for being here as well. Okay, is there a motion?
Let me get back to the agenda. I make a motion to approve the resolution adopting a commercial tax phase-in agreement between Washington County and Del Sol Food Company Incorporated.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Rosales.
Thank you.
Now then, item number 6, discuss and possibly act upon approval of Commissioners Court meetings of February of 2025.
Commissioners, all the corrections and additions have been made to these minutes. I make a motion to approve the minutes from February 2025.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Now we skip. Item number 8, discuss and possibly act upon approval to appoint Ms. Suzanne Flasowski to the Washington County Child Welfare Board. Ms. Flasowski, anybody here?
I'm making a motion to appoint Ms. Suzanne Flasowski to the Washington County Child Welfare Board.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Is Ms. Fasowski here?
No, she's
No?
not.
There's no one here from you.
But I can say this, I couldn't think of a better person for this job.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, I read the stuff in the packet, and I do believe that
Very well
they've got
qualified.
a
Yeah.
golden nugget there.
Yeah.
Or-
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
It's awesome.
Okay, item number 9, discuss and possibly act upon approval of an order of public interest and the plat revision for the Timber Bridge subdivision in the David Lawrence Survey A-0075 Precinct 2. Mr. Stoltz.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, we have a replat of the Timber Bridge subdivision before you today. This is actually going to be a combination of lots 22 and 23 into 22A. 22 in its current form as originally platted in the Timber Bridge subdivision was 2.282 acres, and 23 was 3.923 acres. The new 22A that's before you today would be a total of 6.205 acres. With the Texas Local Government Code 232.009, this is a replat, which would be a revision to the original plat. This does require public notice. This has been on our website for 30 days to alert the public that there is going to be a revision to this plat. We did send out all mailers within 200 foot to all landowners to meet this statute, and this has all been met. The review of the plat documents does meet county requirements as well as state requirements, and we do recommend approval of this plat before you today.
Oh, this is a precinct two, okay. I make a motion to, oh, wait, is that right? I make a motion to approve
In order.
an order of public interest and a plat revision for the Timber Bridge subdivision in the David Lawrence Survey A-0075, Precinct 2.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and possibly act upon approval of an order of public interest and the plat revision for the Rolling Creek subdivision in the Henry Chavis Survey A-0023, Precinct 4.
This is another replat before you today of the Rolling Creek subdivision. What we're looking at here is actually another combination from multiple lots down to smaller. What we have is existing 26 as well as 25A and 25B. These are actually being proposed into 2 lots, which would be 26A and 25C. The original 25A as the replat from 2012 was 17.661 acres. The little bit smaller one there, 25B, is 5.887, with 26 in its original form from 2008 at 13.801 acres. What we're looking at is combining these a little bit into 26A and 25C, which would be 21.229 acres and 16.124 acres respectively. So these are going to be a little bit larger lots. There is no modification to any public right-of-way, any public parks, or anything along those lines. So there is no public interest actually associated with this one. And we have met all of our requirements for public notice from 232.009, as this has been on our website for 30 days, and all landowners within 200 foot have been notified as well. We do recommend an approval of this replat, as it does meet all county requirements as well as state requirements.
So, explain to me when the legislature, was it last session when they made us start doing it this way? How long has it been since?
So we've started actually doing it this process a couple years ago.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a there was a legal review of the way we do our replats. Let's put it that way. Whenever we started doing our revamping of all of our subdivision standards, we have a lot of legal review that goes into that. We spoke to TAC Legal, we spoke to our county attorneys, and this is the most appropriate way to follow the Texas statute that we can come up with as part of our review. We did go through this many times because it is a lengthy process, which of course we prefer not to do that, but at the same part, we can't avoid Texas statutes. If that is a requirement of the local government, then that is something we have to meet.
I just wanted to remind the public of that because it does take a little more time, and there are constituents that may want this to happen overnight. We've gotten into a situation where everyone wants things immediately, and I think our phones start working a little faster, but sometimes the statute doesn't allow for us to do that. And I think we need to be able to explain that to them as to why we're doing it the way we're doing it. So I appreciate you explaining that this morning.
Yes, sir.
With that, I make a motion to approve the order for public interest in the plat revision for the Rolling Creek subdivision in the Henry Chaves Survey A0023, Precinct 4.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss a formal notice for water service installation by PGMS across the Calvin Road right-of-way, Precinct 3.
Yes, this is a water line extension on Calvin Road. This is going to be a 2-inch water line. The entire length of the extension is 485 feet, but I met with PGMS out on site, and they will be obtaining easements for this one for the majority. There was one section that they were unable to acquire an additional easement for the extension, which would be 160 foot right through that tree line right there. Now, the right-of-way from the edge of pavement to the fence line spans from 6 to 10 foot, so a little bit tighter. That said, this is going to be a 2-inch line, buried minimum 3 foot deep with a bore. So it's not going to be open cut in that area. They are going to actually bore that 160 foot through there and actually jut back on the private side out of the right-of-way at that point. This does meet all of our county requirements, and we've been working together to make sure that there's not going to be any issues with the landowners and their driveways as well from the bore pits. So we are going to be moving forward with this.
Okay, item number 12, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a resolution for the 2025 Indigent Defense Grant Program. Questions about that one?
Commissioners, this is the housekeeping
Housekeeping issue.
We get this grant for indigent defense, and it's very helpful to the county. So
Very
we
much.
appreciate this funding from the state coffers. So I make a motion to approve the resolution for the 2025 Indigent Defense Grant Program.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13, discuss and possibly act upon approval of accounts payable.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know it's
Good
about
morning.
time to go when it's my turn to say something, right? Today, we have only $370,102.07 in bills to pay. I know there's a large chunk of a repair to a vehicle, which was I think it was the oil truck out at, yeah. But we are getting an insurance claim on some of
That's my
that back.
question. That is insurance, right?
Yeah, it doesn't cover 100%, but it covers a chunk.
Well, that's good. Okay. Still buying more rock. That's good, too.
Yes.
Limestone base. Okay.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Got some stuff to sign here, folks.